you guys? Gold Pony here today in the 2017 Subaru WRX, courtesy of Apple Subaru in York, PA. And I'm very excited to drive this one because this is actually going to be the first time I've ever driven a WRX with the Sport Lineartronic transmission. Anyways, while I'm sitting at the red light here, let's start with pricing. It's over 2017. The base WRX is going to start at $26,695, which is up $100 from last year. Then the premium is going to go for $28,995, also up $100 from last year. And then lastly, the limited, which is what I am in today, that's going to go for $30,995, which is up $600 from last year's model. Anyways, now let me touch on the power plan a little bit. So for 2017, you're still going to have the 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder boxer engine that is going to produce 268 horsepower at 5,600 RPM and 258 pound-feet of torque, available at a very low 2,000 RPM. Another interesting point I think worth mentioning on this one is this one actually has a higher maximum boost pressure than the STI. This one's going to come in with a max boost of 15.9 PSI, so kind of interesting fact. I think that's interesting. Anyways, power is going to be sent to all four wheels to Subaru's symmetrical all-wheel drive system, which is what Subaru has indeed come to be known for. Transmission options on this one is going to be either a 6-speed manual transmission, which comes standard. Definitely like that transmission. There is a short shifter available as well for right around $400 or $500. That's a pretty sweet option if you go with manual. However, like I said, today it's the first time ever I've been driving the Sport Lineartronic transmission, and I do have the paddle shifters as well, so I'm going to be testing them out a little bit, of course. And actually, you know what? I think a little bit is actually going to be right now. So I am stopped at a red light. I got it into paddle shifting mode. I want to see how quickly the paddle shifters react and if they're actually going to shift for me. Let's go. Interesting. All right, so they did not shift for me. I took it just about up to the red line, so that is pretty nice. And now I am holding it in third gear, and again, it is not shifting for me. I'm definitely a fan of that. Another really sweet thing on this one is Subaru has something called SI Drive, where you can adjust between 3 different driving modes. That button is actually going to be located on the steering wheel for the WRX. And so if I press that, it's going to display the 3 different driving modes in the middle of the tachometer and speedometer there. And so basically it's going to be intelligent, sport, and sport sharp. And so really what that means is it's going to be fast, faster, and fastest. Anyways, while I'm still on performance when it comes to handling, this one also does have active torque vectoring. So that's going to apply braking when you're going around the turns to the inside front wheel to assist in sharper cornering, so that's pretty cool. And of course, the WRX also comes with vehicle dynamic control and traction control as well for added handling. All right, so we'll say when you're cornering, if you want to have fun, do not leave it in the automatic mode. Definitely use the paddle shifter so you can hold that RPM and blast out of the corners. It is so much more fun. Anyways, continuing on with that, we do a quick little acceleration with it in automatic mode. I want to see how quickly this thing can get up to speed. Changes that much. It still accelerates quick. My personal preference though would be to leave it in that sport shift mode so you can have a little fun with the paddle shifters, at least if you're going with the Sport Lineartronic transmission. Then another thing I want to mention to you guys is this one does come with Subaru Eyesight, which is an optional feature for the Sport Lineartronic transmission, and definitely one I want to test out. So for one thing, when I'm driving right now, if I cruise a little over the center line, it's going to basically beep at me and tell me to wake the frick up and get back in my lane basically, so that's pretty cool. So what Subaru Eyesight consists of is going to be pre-collision warning, pre-collision braking, pre-collision throttle management. There's going to be the lane departure warning, and then there is also going to be adaptive cruise control, where it uses radar-based technology to adjust your speed based on the car in front of you. But now just for a quick little difference between the trims, and I do have the limited trim by the way today, but the premium trim and up is going to add things like inverted struts. It's going to bump the wheel size up to 18 inches rather than the 17-inch wheel size that comes standard on the base WRX. Premium trim and up is also going to add the fog lights, and then a power moonroof as well. And I guess since I'm touching on some of the exterior stuff there, I'll just roll on into that. And so anyways, up front, those headlights are going to be projector low beams with high beam halogen headlights. And then if you get the limited trim, which again is what I have today and what you're looking at right now, those headlights are actually going to be LEDs. And then heading around to the side mirrors are going to be body colored. And then on the limited trim, they are going to get integrated turn signals as well. Like I previously just touched on the wheels there, the base WRX is going to get 17 by 8-inch alloy wheels. And if you jump up to the premium or the limited, that's going to up that to 18 by 8.5-inch wheels. And that of course is going to come with that double 5-spoke design you're looking at there in a dark gray finish. But anyways, continuing on to the back, there is going to be a rear trunk spoiler for all trims this year. And just below that, you're going to find the integrated diffuser, which is settled in between the quad stainless steel exhaust outlets. So as always, you guys, here is the exhaust clip. Now, since I'm around back here, I'm going to pop open the trunk here, and cargo capacity is going to come in at an even 12 cubic feet. And of course, if that's not enough, this one does come with a 60-40 rear split, so those back seats do fold down, creating a ton of extra space if you needed it. Then hanging out in the back, that rear seat legroom is going to come in at 35.4 inches, and for reference, I'm an even 6 feet tall. This is how much space I had back there without adjusting the driver's seat, of course. So moving up to the front, the seats are going to be 6-way manually adjustable for both the base and the premium trim. However, if you jump up to the limited trim, they are 8-way power adjustable, and the limited also gets leather seating and heated seats as well. And so therefore, if you go with the base or the premium trim, they are going to come with cloth seats. And as far as the steering wheel goes, it is going to be leather wrapped for all trims, by the way. It is going to come with red stitching to accent all the other red stitching in the car here. Also, that steering wheel is going to be a flat bottom and is going to come tilt and telescope and to help you find that perfect driving position. And then to start it up, I simply put my foot on the brake, press the engine start button, and then the gauge needles are going to do a full sweep, and they're going to come in a black and red finish. It looks awesome. Now, on top of those gauges is going to be the miles per gallon meter. It's going to let you know your fuel efficiency at any given time. That's really nice. And just below that, it's going to know how long you've been driving the WRX, as well as what gear you're in. All right, and as far as the miles per gallon goes on this one, for the Sport Lineartronic that I have right now, that's going to give you 18 in the city and 24 on the highway. And then if you go with the 6-speed manual, that's going to give you 20 in the city and 27 on the highway. But anyways, continuing on, in case you wanted to see what the Sport Lineartronic shifter looks like, it is leather wrapped. It's got the leather shift boot as well. That's pretty cool. Just behind the shifter, there are 2 cup holders, and if you have the limited, it's also where you're going to find the heated seat buttons as well. But then, of course, the next thing I have to mention is the Subaru Starlink, which comes with a 6.2-inch touchscreen display. And that's going to allow you to check out Bluetooth settings. You can pair your phone to the car, check out your apps on the display screen as well. Then if you go to info, you're going to be able to check out sports, weather, stocks, and all the gas stations for wherever you're located, along with the prices for them as well if you wanted to get the cheapest price. That's pretty freaking cool. And then, of course, there is the audio settings as well. By the way, the WRX does come with a 6-speaker audio system, although there is an 8-speaker Harman Kardon system available if you wanted to opt for that. Then, of course, there is navigation available as well, which this one does indeed have. And the last thing I wanted to mention on this screen is when you put it in reverse, there is a backup camera as well, so you can make sure you don't run anybody over. But anyways, I suppose that segues me into safety. And so to start, there is vehicle dynamics control with active torque vectoring. There is the traction control system, brake assist, 4-wheel anti-lock brakes, a tire pressure monitoring system. There is front, side, and side curtain airbags with a driver's knee airbag as well. And then in the back, there are going to be rear child door locks as well as latch, which stands for lower anchors and tethers for children. That's the latch system for the car seats, of course. And then there is the optional Subaru Eyesight, which again, I have on this one. By the way, when you equip the WRX with the Subaru Eyesight, it actually receives the highest possible score in the front crash prevention test by IIHS. That's a pretty cool fact. And anyways, that is about it for the WRX review. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check me out on social media right there, and I will see you guys in the next video. Stay gold.